What's up, guys? I'm Mason the Brock Henderson. In case you don't know me very well, this is my psychopath I'm about to kill somebody smile. Cause I'm pissed. I got a migraine forming because of this show. This is Supergirl. Season 2, not 1. Now it's in Season 2, Episode 6, Changing. What happened? This show, they had it. They finally had it. They changed some of the stuff from the first season. They made it better. They took out one of the most annoying aspects of season 1, Kara and Jimmy. They took that out, made it better. They brought in Superman, made it better. The action got better. The story was not focused on the relationships. It was on Supergirl being Kara and Supergirl at the same time, fighting bad guys. It was great. I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. And then it just went to shit. And I don't know what happened. And it probably happened somewhere along, bringing Maggie in is kind of what started it, because then all of a sudden it started focusing a bit more on, oh, Alex, oh, maybe Alex likes her, oh, maybe Alex is actually gay, and oh my gosh, and what are we going to do now, and now we got to talk about... I mean, if you were wondering if media, like, news, TV shows, if you were wondering if Hollywood in general is liberal, this show just sort of confirmed it. This show just said, hey, guess what, guys? We definitely are. First of all, huge focus. We got to talk about coming out, guys. Oh, and let's also throw in a little bit of the, global warming, guys. It's a big issue. We need to talk about this now. Just in case you were wondering if we were liberal, we are. Eat it. We're going to force it in your face, and that's all this episode's going to be about. Who cares about fighting aliens and Supergirl trying to balance her superheroing with her normal life? No, we need to talk about Alex and Maggie. Let's talk about that, guys. Come on, let's actually talk about it. You know in the first season how Alex was like this big badass character? Well, we're going to have her talking about coming out and being all nervous around Maggie, and she's talking about Maggie, and oh, Maggie doesn't like her. Now she is breaking down sobbing. If there's one way to take a great character like Alex. I mean, honestly, throughout the first entire season, the one character that stayed true, that I honestly liked throughout the entire season, never really had an issue with, it was Alex. Because she was the most relatable. She was a badass, but she was relatable. I could understand her. Now all of a sudden they've thrown this storyline at us. They've tried to force this onto her character. And she's breaking down sobbing at the end of this episode. That's a spit in her face. That is, you took this character who was so awesome and you turned her into a weeping mess all over a girl. Are you serious? I don't even care anymore that it's a homosexual thing, but trying to force the... I don't even care about that anymore. It's just the fact that even if it was a guy that she was obsessing over and then she started breaking down crying at the end of this episode, I would still hate it. Because it's so stupid. She is not the type of character that, oh, I like this person, I tell them they don't like me back, I'm going to break down crying right now. I'm not even going to go into work at DEO. That is not Alex. I can tell you for a fact that is not Alex. And it pisses me the hell off that they would even think that this is a smart storyline to give to this character. Beyond the fact that they're forcing the liberal agenda, that they're trying to force this, oh, she's coming out to her sister this episode, we need to talk about this. Beyond that fact, it's just the fact that they turned her into a wuss this episode. And that's not Alex. And it pisses me off. And I've never been this pissed off at this show before, even in the first season. As frustrated as I got with all the relationship stuff, at least they kept it normal. It felt like a drama most of the time, but it felt normal. It just felt like I was watching a soap opera instead of Supergirl. Now, this doesn't even feel normal. This feels completely out of character for Alex, and it's frustrating that they would take one of the best characters in the show and do this to her. And that's not even the only problem with this episode. The other problem is the entire basis for this alien that they have to fight. They go to the Arctic, everybody's dead except for this one guy. Instincts kick in. Maybe he had something to do with it? Alex says, we need to run some tests. He says, no, I need to get back to my work. They say, okay, we're not even going to monitor you. Go ahead. Did the DEO get stupid all of a sudden? I mean, yeah, let the one guy that survived an entire alien attack, because that's not suspicious at all, let him just roam free. That's smart. Oh, somebody died? Well, don't you guys feel stupid. Who's thinking? Alex said okay. Jean said okay. Supergirl said okay. They're all just like, sure, why not? It's just like if you were watching a crime show. This one guy, there's a massacre of people. You know, somebody walks into a store, they see 5 people dead, 1 person still alive. The police bring that person in for questioning. The person says, I need to leave. And the police say, okay. Clearly a suspect in the murder of those 5 people. Even if he didn't have anything to do with it, he would still be a suspect at first, because he's the only one left alive in a room full of dead people. And yet, for some reason, the DEO was not smart enough to say, oh hey, this guy is the only one alive, so that was frustrating. On top of that, just the entire alien itself, it feels like it's so overpowered. This show should be over. I know that sounds weird, but Supergirl should be dead. I mean, really think about it. He absorbs energy out of things he touches. So the first time Supergirl goes and sees him, he grabs her, absorbs some of her energy, throws her away, and then instead of just, Alex shoots at it, grabs her gun, instead of just killing Alex and Kara there, she's like, okay, I'm done, tosses a chair at the door instead of just walking through it, and then leaves. Yeah, because that even the alien is being stupid in this episode. And then to add on top of this, we also have Kara and Mon-El. And their little storyline, she's trying to train him to be a better person, to be a hero, and he's not having it. And then he goes and he's like pretty much a bounty hunter type thing, collecting people's debts, which was actually probably the only funny concept in this, is that, he's looking for a job, and the first thing he can think of is, oh, I'm going to go collect people's debts. It was kind of funny to me, but then it kind of got ruined by the fact that they're only doing this so that, oh no, Kara and Mon-El are arguing. I hope this doesn't put a damper on the relationship, when clearly this is just, they're going to get together later on. It's that typical, they hate each other, so they're going to like each other later storyline. And it's so obvious and just blatantly obvious that I'm tired of watching it. So even that scene, which was supposed to be kind of funny, kind of frustrated me, because it was followed immediately by them arguing and talking about, oh, you're not the hero I thought you could be, and Alex is talking to him later. It's like, oh, Kara believes in you, and blah blah. I don't like this guy. There's, aside from the fact that it's kind of funny how he's misunderstanding a lot of customs, there's nothing likable about him. He's very arrogant. There's just nothing about his personality that screams, oh yeah, I can totally see Kara falling for this guy, even though he's making up for it at the end. I don't understand why they couldn't try to make him at least a little bit more likable. So whenever he and Kara do get together, it makes more sense. It's not all like, what does she see in this douchebag? But anyway, so that was going on, and then on top of that, we have Jimmy and Wynn. Jimmy's still asking Wynn to make him a suit. Wynn says no. Probably the only good scene in this entire episode was Wynn telling Jimmy off. Unfortunately, it's undercut by the fact that just a few scenes later, after Supergirl gets drained, Wynn is saying, okay, here's your suit. Last episode, Wynn says, I'm not going to help you. Jimmy says, I'm going to do it anyway. Wynn says, okay, I'll help you. This episode, Jimmy says, I need the suit now. Wynn says, it's not ready. No. Jimmy says, I'm done waiting. Wynn says, okay, here you go. Wynn is probably my favorite character, just over Alex. Because he's funny, he has the best jokes, I relate most to him because he's a nerd, and yet they are so flip-floppy with his character. All the decisions he makes, it feels like they just don't know what to stick to. It's like they want to give him that moment that he's a badass in that moment. When he's telling Jimmy off, I'm just like, go win, yeah, tell him. And then a few scenes later, he's completely going back on his word, and you're just like, Win, you're a pussy. It doesn't make any sense. Why are they treating their characters so poorly? You have to be able to write these characters well. You have to be able to treat them with respect, and they're not. They made Alex turn into a whiny little crybaby because, oh, the girl I like doesn't like me back. They turn Win into a flip-floppy decision maker. Oh, no, I'm not going to help you. Okay, fine, I'll help you. And then on top of that, just the entire final fight scene. I mean, the CGI has always been kind of cheesy at times, but this has to be the worst. I mean, he grabs Mon-El by the head, and it doesn't even look like it exists. It's just like, that is clearly not there. It was really, really bad. And then Jimmy shows up, and I don't know, it doesn't look like it's in the scene. And on top of that, are we going to talk about the fact that Jimmy's outfit is pretty much Spartan? Like, you stole that from Arrow. And then on top of that, whenever they're trying to destroy the creature, Kara steals from the Flash. You know, the whole making... It's something that drains, so let's give it something too powerful to drain. Yeah, they did that in the Flash. It feels like now they're stealing storylines from other shows, or costumes from other shows. This episode was just... It's the worst one so far this season. So many problems with it. Their characters are not acting like themselves anymore. The story itself, honestly, from the previews, I was really excited about. It was probably one of the best previews I've seen. You know, it looked really scary. It looked spooky. It was just like, you know, it was well edited. So I got really excited for it. And then it's all about Alex and Maggie. And that was half of the episode. The other half was this illogical story about the alien that should never have escaped the DEO because the DEO should have been smarter and said, we need to check on this. And then we're talking about Kara and Mon-El. We're talking about Jimmy wants to be a superhero. Wynn at the end completely changes his mind again. Instead of like, dude, you could die, he's just like, this is fun, isn't it? So as you can tell, I'm really pissed off at this show. Are you? Let me know down in the comment section below. Tell me, am I right about this? Am I wrong about this? You know, obviously, if you disagree with me about the whole liberal media thing, you know, whatever. Me personally, I'm tired of seeing the whole liberal agenda pushed and forced, and I don't know. It feels like that's most of the TV shows on CW, at least. You know, it feels like there's always something. Oh, we gotta be progressive, guys. Can't you just tell a good story? Like, that's all I want. I just want a good story about superheroes fighting the bad guys, and if they have a secret identity, show them trying to balance both. That's all I want to see. I don't care about anything else. If you want to have the relationship stuff, fine, do it to the side, but not the main focus, and especially not how you handled it with Alex, for sure. Anyway, like I said, let me know in the comment section below what you like and dislike. Let me know, we can talk about, discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Supergirl reviews. I'll see you, unfortunately, at the next one. Peace out.